Hi guys, today I'll be showing you my most requested video, my nail care routine. I get asked all the time how I keep my nails so healthy and strong and how I'm able to grow them so long without them breaking. In this video I'll share all my nail secrets with you that will hopefully help you grow your own nails nice and healthy too. I need to start this video by saying that yes, my nails on my left hand are slightly stained a little yellow, but that does not affect the health of them at all. As a nail blogger, I'm constantly painting my nails. I also swatch polishes for companies, and that requires me to sometimes apply and remove up to 12 polishes in a row in one day, resulting in some staining. Some red and blue polishes contain pigments that will stain easier than others, and sometimes no base coat will protect your nails. But since my nails usually have polish on them, it doesn't bother me at all. Yes, I could bleach them or buff them to make them look whiter, but that would weaken them a lot, and I would prefer to keep them strong and yellow and covered in polish than weak and whiter and covered in polish anyway. Buffing them would remove a layer of nail every time I did it, and you only have 7 layers on your nail, so removing 1 or 2 will make them a lot thinner and weaker. Bleaching them with bicarb mixtures or whitening pastes will also make them a lot more dry and brittle and prone to breaking, just like bleaching your hair does. It's totally up to you if you do these things, but in the long run you're damaging your nails a lot, and I choose not to do them, keep them strong and healthy and a little yellow. So now that's out of the way, let's get to the rest of the video. Firstly, and the most single important thing to getting healthier nails, is drinking enough water. As cliche as it sounds, if you aren't getting enough, it will show in your hair, your skin and your nail health the most. Nails are made up of just dead cells, but not enough water will affect the nail matrix in your fingers, which creates your nail under the cuticle, making it produce weak, dry and damaged nails. Try to get your 6 to 8 glasses of water a day. Next, I take both a multivitamin for general health and one specifically made for improving your hair, skin and nails every day. I prefer the brand Swiss because it's an Australian brand, but it's also available in Walgreens stores if you're in the States and on Swiss.com if you're elsewhere in the world. I've been taking them for about a year now, and I can honestly say they've transformed my nails completely. I had very damaged nails from wearing acrylics, and when the damage grew out they were still very weak and would break very easily. Since taking them, my nails are so much stronger and hardly break anymore. Drinking enough water and taking vitamins will mean that the nail matrix will be producing great quality nails from the start. The next important thing is to moisturise. Now it's currently winter here in Australia right now, so the air is dry, meaning your skin and your nails will be drier. Dry nails are more prone to breaks since they're more brittle, so will snap easier. It's still important to moisturise during summer, as you may be doing things like swimming in chlorinated pools, but you will have to do it less often since your hands won't be as dry. I use this Vaseline brand hand cream because unlike a lot of other lotions that are available, this one doesn't leave an oily residue on my hands. It also doesn't have a strong scent that lingers on your hands for hours after you've applied it. That's important for me because I have a strong sense of smell and I don't want to keep smelling it for ages after I apply it. It's also really important to apply hand cream after you finish washing your hands each time. Hand soaps have chemicals in them that will dry your hands out and weaken your nails, so you need to add that moisture back into your hands and nails. I find that keeping a bottle of hand cream in your bag or next to the sinks at home make it easier to remember to apply until it becomes a habit. For a more concentrated moisture hit, you'll need to use a cuticle cream or oil. My daily cuticle cream is made by Burt's Bees and it smells so good. It also doesn't leave my fingertips waxy or sticky or oily. It absorbs quickly and leaves my cuticles moisturised and soft, and I have about 4 in my house and 1 in my handbag. I apply it when I notice that my cuticles are dry, and it contains a whole lot of oils and beeswax and is 100% natural. I also have a few different oils, and I pretty much just use which one I feel like using at the time. They each have different applicators and scents, and I feel like I could own 100 different cuticle oils and still want more. You paint them around your nail on the cuticle line to moisturise the skin and the nail, and in winter I also like to apply the oil underneath the edge of my nail to help increase the moisture. These are basically the liquid version of cuticle cream, but are helpful for using before taking nail photos to soften your cuticles, as the application is more precise. The ultimate cuticle treatment is Lush's Lemony Flutter. I don't use this one every day because it leaves my fingers quite oily and sticky, but during winter and when my cuticles need some extra TLC, I apply it before bed or while I'm watching TV or a movie at home and just let it soak in. I think of this as more of a treatment than a daily moisturiser, but it's definitely a necessity during winter. Next, I never use acetone to remove my polish. I only use a non-acetone based nail polish remover, and I always wash my hands after I remove my polish to get any remaining chemicals off my nails and skin. And lastly, this is Essie Grow Stronger Base Coat. I use this mostly as a base coat for my nail polish, not as a treatment. Please don't think that you can just buy treatment polish, paint it on, and your nails will be fixed and healthy. Healthy, strong nails are grown from the cuticle. Once the nail grows out from underneath the cuticle, it's simply a whole lot of dead cells that can't be changed and made stronger. So to get healthy and strong nails, you're going to need to grow out any damage or weakness. Yes, it's a long process, but it's 100% worth it in the end. Applying some lotions and oils and taking a vitamin every day will help even the most damaged nails grow out to be beautiful and strong. Just keep any damaged nails filed short until the damage grows out. You don't want them breaking and causing more damage. But even the shortest nails can look great with nail art. But the main thing to remember is to be careful of your nails. Be gentle and don't use them as tools. They're not made from steel or acrylic, so instead of using your nail to open that can of drink, get a spoon or ask somebody without nails to do it for you. Taking an extra minute to find a way to not have to use your nail takes a lot less time than having to grow out a nail because you broke it. However, if you do catch your nail hard on something, no amount of creams or oils is going to help. Sometimes breaks happen, so be careful of your hands. I find that 90% of my breaks happen when I'm being careless, like reaching into my washing machine too quickly or catching a nail on a drawer handle. Slow down and be aware that your nails aren't made of steel. I hope this video helps you get the nails that you want, gives you some tips on how to get them, and also how to keep them. Everything I've shown will be listed below in the description box, as well as where you can buy them. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you find it helpful, then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.
Hi everybody. Today we're going to show you how to apply acrylic, step by step. We're going to go from this to this. We will show you how to do this lovely blue acrylic design in the next video. First of all, clip your nails. Then file the free edge of your nails to remove any rough edges. Here you can see Helen using the drill file. She is removing the shine off her nail plate. I know that most of you will be using a handheld file, but this is a gentle process. Do not file heavily into your nail plate. Remove all the dust from your nails with a brush. Find an acrylic nail that is about the same width as your natural nail. Now file down the edge of the acrylic nail to make sure it fits properly. This is very important as it will make the acrylic nail feel very comfortable once it is attached to your natural nail. Apply a thin line of glue to the inside edge of the acrylic nail. Gently press down the acrylic nail onto the free edge of your natural nail. Make sure that the acrylic nail is lined up with your natural nail. Look on the left side and the right side and gently move it if it needs moving. Helen is showing you here how she makes sure the acrylic nail is lined up properly. As this step is very important, we will show you how to attach the acrylic nail once again. Then just hold it firmly in place for a few seconds. Just remove any unwanted glue with your thumbnail. There we are, all attached. The next step is to cut the acrylic nails to the length you require. If you want a pointed nail, make sure you don't cut them too short. Helen is going to have the square-shaped nail. Here, you do not file your natural nail. You file the acrylic edge only. All you are doing here is where the acrylic nail meets the natural nail, you are smoothing down the edge of the acrylic nail. Once again, brush all the dust away. Now you are going to apply the acrylic primer to the natural nail only. To apply the acrylic, Helen is using a number 16 red Kolinsky brush. Dip the brush into the nail liquid. Then dip one side of the brush into the powder. About the size of a pearl is the correct amount. Carefully watch what Helen's doing here. This first stage, there should be a thin layer of acrylic on your nail. Second stage, dip into the liquid, into the powder, a little bit less powder this time, and start at the free edge. Third stage, dip into the liquid, into the powder, a little bit less powder this time, and apply to one side of the acrylic nail. Fourth stage, do the same thing on the other side of the acrylic nail. Don't worry, we're going to show you this stage again. Please bear in mind that the first layer must not be too thick, as this can cause lifting of the acrylic later on. When you are finished, you want your nails to look natural, not too thick. If this is your first attempt at doing acrylic nails, please do not expect miracles. My first attempts of doing acrylic nails were a total disaster. I could not understand how Helen could make it look so easy, and I could not do this. But eventually I got there. Practice makes perfect. Keep watching these techniques that Helen is showing you here, as these techniques are the key to doing good acrylics. There we are, that's how it should look. After a few minutes it will be dry. Tap the nail with the nail file and you will hear a clicking sound. This will tell you that it's dried totally. Now get your nail file and remove any unwanted acrylic attached to the finger. Now file the acrylic nail to the shape required. What Helen is doing here with the drill file is removing the unwanted acrylic from around the cuticle. Using a handheld file does this job just as well. Helen only does this because it speeds up the process and she knows how to use the file drill. All Helen is doing here is filing off the rough edges and making the nail look nice and smooth. I cannot emphasize enough that this job can be done just as well with a handheld nail file. It just takes a little bit longer. If you are thinking about using a drill file in the future, my best advice is to buy a dummy hand and practice on that. Then practice on your own hand. Make the mistakes on yourself first, not on others. If you go to a nail salon and they use a drill file and it is hurting your fingers, they are not doing this job properly. This is the last step to make your acrylic nails look lovely. Get the buffer and buffer your nails. Helen is doing this in real time. It looks very quick, but she's very used to doing it. We have finally reached the last step. Get your cuticle oil and apply it to your cuticles, then gently rub it in. There we are, we're finished. Looking natural and beautiful. Everything a lady requires. Hope you've all enjoyed this tutorial. From me, Tony, and from the fantastic Helen, see you soon. Bye bye.